Hello, everyone, and welcome to another how-to guide on flashcards for Key Stage 5 students. Okay, so by this point in your education, you've come through Key Stage 3 and Key Stage 4. You should be well aware of the basics of flashcards, how they work, how they're best used, and good practices that you can take. If you're unsure or just even fancy a little recap, feel free to go and have a look back at the previous videos designed for Key Stage 4 students, Key Stage 3 students, if you need a reminder of the basic concepts. As a Key Stage 5 student, flashcards will probably be one of your go-to revision staples, something that you rely on quite heavily to try and get that content embedded into your long-term memory. One of the things that I always encourage lower down the school is that a flashcard should be very, very concise and quite brief in terms of the information that should be held on it. When you get to Key Stage 5, that may change, okay? The level of information and the demand that will be needed from your flashcard in terms of what you have to remember and store in that long-term memory will probably increase, okay? Especially if you do more essay-based subjects, such as history, psychology, etc. So it's all really down to your judgment, okay? You must make it appropriate. And again, in conversations with your teachers, I think it's important to establish what information is important and what information can be removed. And like I say, just use your judgment, okay? If you feel like the card has got too much on it, then get yourself another one, split it into 2 or 3 different sections, okay? But it's all about how comfortable you feel and with that important information. Flashcards at any time really should always be something that you're using throughout the year, okay? When it comes to raw facts and just things that you need to know, you may not have learned them yet as part of the year, but you can always create those flashcards right in September when you start your course. You can create them almost immediately. You may not understand the information yet, but you can embed it into your long-term memory. And I think that's quite an important thing to take into account. It should always be regular throughout the entire year, not just something you do before a mock period or an examination period, okay? It should build slowly and consistently throughout your entire school year. So that's a very, very important thing to take into account. Time it well. Just a few tips then for flashcards. Number 1, appropriate amount of detail. Like we said before, what's appropriate for you and your subject is down to your judgment, okay? Use the relevant and important information, however much you think that is. Ask your teacher where to go for important information. You will have specifications, you'll have revision guides, you'll have textbooks that will all be linked to your course, okay? You do not necessarily need to go to anywhere else other than that for the actual information. All right, I think that's quite an important point to make, okay? Number 3, use flashcards all year round, like we said before. Very, very important that it's a consistent method that you incorporate as part of your revision throughout the entire year. Number 4, continue to track using the methods such as the Leitner box. That's something that you should have hopefully started to do at GCSE to track your strengths and your weaknesses in terms of what you're getting into your long-term memory. Okay, that should definitely continue. All right, it's a very, very important aspect of just trying to eliminate those gaps in your knowledge, okay, and get as many things as possible embedded into that long-term memory. Cross-reference your information with the assessment objectives on your specification when it's relevant. So all the different types of questions that you will have to answer for your different courses, they will all have assessment objectives, okay, whether it's fact recall or analysis or application. All the different assessment objectives may well be worth linking the information on your flashcards to those assessment objectives, okay? Just so you know what sort of approach you would have to take towards a question with that particular information. And last but not least, it always saves time to use the Word or PowerPoint template online rather than write them out yourselves. It's a lot quicker. It looks a lot neater. And I know some people who really like presentation. It's a lot easier to tailor when it comes to an online flashcard rather than something that is there in person. Do visit the Redhill website, in which there is a template available for flashcards for you to use and print directly off double-sided. That takes us to the end. I hope you found the video useful, and I hope you continue to use flashcards towards your revision. Thank you very much.